Imagine this. You have just sat through Joker from start to finish. You experience the movie in all of its twists and turns, and you watch Arthur go from Arthur to Joker in the span of 2 hours. You watch him kill 2 people in self-defense and execute one who almost made it out. You watch as he has no remorse for his actions while he smothers his own mother out of revenge for what she allowed for someone to do to him. To some, but not to all, it was heavily implied that Arthur also took the life of what he thought was his partner because he realized she never existed to him like how he thought. You watch Randall get what he deserves from how he set up Arthur near the beginning of the movie. Finally, you watch Joker shoot Murray Franklin on live TV as the big blowout of the movie, which leads us all back to this scene. Arthur and some random Arkham asylum psychiatrist share the spotlight in the final scene of the movie. As if you stick around 1 minute after the scene starts, you watch as Arthur walks down the hallway with blood coming from each of his steps he takes. A scene that implies the death of the psychiatrist from the hands of Arthur, or should I say feet. Now 5 years later, with the release of Joker Folie, Deux, it is revealed that Arthur only directly murdered 6 out of the 8 people that were presumed dead. Those 6 being the 3 Wall Street guys, Penny, Randall, and Murray, making the off-screen but implied deaths of Sophie and the psychiatrist uncanon, meaning that they never actually happened. Sophie surviving is something that makes sense because they never show her death or any reason why Arthur would do something like that to her. Seems like the police sirens and Arthur's laughing threw people off and accidentally implied her death. Obviously, people are going to forget Joker Folie Deux ever existed and ignore it, to make the ending of the original Joker seem like the ending of the franchise. To me though, ignoring the events and what is Folie Deux is childish, like saying that just because you don't see it means it doesn't exist. Now obviously Sophie didn't have any concrete evidence that she was harmed in any way by Arthur, but the thing that has stumped me, and something I have seen absolutely nobody comment on in any video on all of YouTube, is what does the ending of Joker mean when Joker Folie Deux exists? If Arthur was put on trial for 5 deaths until he revealed he also killed his mother, and none of those 6 was the psychiatrist, what the hell does that even mean for the original ending? Was it a retcon? Or does it have a deeper purpose that actually makes the ending of Folie Deux make more sense? Well, believe it or not, it's actually the second. After doing a lot of digging, there is actually a big connection that you might not have even looked at or even remembered that reveals why Arthur's footsteps are bloody. Before we get into things, I just want to bring up how I said in my previous video that was going to be my last video before I take a break. That was 4 days ago. I'm making this video because I want to. I don't feel obligated to make this whatsoever, but I want to make this video because I am passionate about film, and that's why I'm making this for all of you, but also for me. I would appreciate a like and subscribe to know that you enjoyed this and want to see more just like this. Without further ado, let's Folie Deux this. I think what is best is to actually look at the last scene of the original. Arthur is sitting with the psychiatrist, and Arthur is laughing because he was thinking of something funny, and it's implied that he finds the death of Bruce Wayne's parents funny. When the psychiatrist asks what's funny, Arthur just says, "You wouldn't get it." After that, the song That's Life starts playing, and he starts singing along. I would say that Sideways' video, The Joker's Musical Madness, is something that I think connects well, and with why he starts singing along with the music. Definitely check out that video after this one is done because it's actually really interesting. Then after he sings for a bit, it cuts to him walking down a hallway while his footsteps leave behind blood, and then he dances and then someone else starts chasing him. You can tell which one is him because the person chasing him has his arms free while the Joker has them in handcuffs, which keeps them close together. Then it says the end, and then the movie is done and over. What we can initially infer is that Arthur killed the woman, which explains the blood. Then we can also conclude that because Arthur killed her, that's why he is walking alone in the hallway until the guard starts chasing him down, all Scooby-Doo style, because he's not supposed to be wandering the halls alone, and because he did something that he shouldn't have done. I have a feeling when watching this scene for the first time, this is probably the natural idea of what happens, and to face value, that is what happens, and I'm sure it's probably the straightforward reason when the movie came out. The problem is that Folie Deux makes the ending more complicated because Arthur couldn't have killed an extra person, because if he did, he should have been on trial for that too, which throws out the entire meaning of the ending. But at the same time, you see bloodstains and have to wonder who is bleeding and why does he have blood on his feet in the first place. Good news is that although a strange circumstance, I do have an answer of what is happening and whose blood this actually is. And more importantly, what does it mean? So taking a look at other possibilities, I was stumped. I was trying to think that what this could mean, because the psychiatrist is not the same social worker from before that Arthur was visiting. I realized that all the people he has killed throughout the movie are people that wronged him and got what they were asking for. The social worker did nothing to deserve to die, and Arthur didn't kill her because she was just doing her job and she didn't have anything to do with the place shutting down. So that led to me to believe that the psychiatrist is way more innocent than all of this, and she's just doing her job. Why would Arthur kill her in the first place? So it'd break the entire meaning of Arthur's killings if he killed or even just harmed the innocent psychiatrist. I mean, it's clear he won't kill somebody just because he doesn't kill Gary, he just lets him go.
You were the only one that was ever nice to me. Yeah.
He just kills Randall. So I thought, what if this blood is just symbolic? Even though it's stupid, I feel like I found a meaning behind this all. The blood is supposed to represent the trail Arthur had left in his path to get him to Arkham. I tried counting the number of times he steps to see if it matches up with anything. I tried to see if the walls meant something, or even if there was a significance with the light that's shining in the back. But nothing really came through in my head, except for the fact that the blood is all in Arthur's head, and represents the entire movie as a whole and the progression to get there. The guard at the very end is chasing Arthur, probably simply be chasing him because he's not supposed to be out and without a guard, and that's probably as simple as it can possibly be when it comes to that. Now, I mentioned that this actually connects to the end of Joker Folie, and I want to get into that now. So obviously, Arthur is dead, stabbed and dead, and to be honest, in my opinion, I don't know if I relatively like the ending of the film, but I don't know if I hate it either. Now, while trying to understand the original's ending, something clicked, and I realized that Folie Deux' ending is the way it is because the trail Arthur created is not finished, but expanded on as Arthur gets killed, which the blood represents that his trail is ending. And the other person cutting into his face is creating more blood, which is starting his own trail of his own. But the symbol is blood as a whole. Feel free to challenge anything I say in the comments because I'm curious what you have to say about all of this. And I understand my conclusion about Folie Deux' ending may just be me looking into it too much, but that's what clicked for me. And I felt it had some significance to the ending that no longer made sense after Folie Deux' release. Anyways, with everything out of the way, thank you everybody for watching. I'm Enchanted. Bye.